Welcome to N3TV. I'm Jasmine Taylor.
I'm Kathleen Cook.
And I'm Trevor Will.
And this week on news, we were talking about the Chancellor's lunchtime talk and recent sexual assault cases.
Stephanie's going to catch us up with things that happened on campus, along with recent album, movie, and television releases.
And hopefully I can learn something about makeup to make this thing look better with Haley Turpin. And then we'll check on with sports from this past week from the Charlotte 49ers.
So sit back and relax and enjoy the show. On February 14th, Chancellor Philip Dubois hosted his annual Lunchtime Student Talk, which was held in the Pop Martin Student Union here on campus. The event was open to students and the general public, allowing interactive discussion with the Chancellor. The discussion was primarily focused on university-based issues, including the light rail development and on-campus construction. Student Body President Fonda Kaur also delivered his State of the University address after the Chancellor's discussion. A student athlete was arrested this week. Trevor Wilt has the story.
Sunday evening, Charlotte 49ers quarterback Kevin Olson was arrested on multiple charges, including 3 counts of second-degree forcible rape, sexual assault, communicating threats, and second-degree sex offense. Second-degree forcible rape is vaginal intercourse by force and against their will, or when the alleged victim is mentally disabled, incapacitated, or physically helpless. A statement from the university released Sunday night said the university is reviewing the case consistent with its disciplinary procedures. According to medical reports, the 23-year-old victim had vaginal injuries and bruising around her eye. Olson was freed on a $103,000 bond on Monday afternoon. He faces up to 10 years in prison for each rape charge if convicted. According to Assistant District Attorney Christian Northup, Olson and the victim went out for drinks Saturday night. The two somehow became separated, and Olson sent his girlfriend a message that threatened to kill her. They returned to Olson's apartment early Sunday morning. Still agitated, he took a phone charger, wrapped around his neck, and threatened to kill himself. Northup said the victim was able to calm him down, but things escalated again, and Olson's girlfriend was struck with a pillow and then punched in the face. Olson then assaulted her 3 times. The woman was able to leave Olson's apartment and call her friend after he fell asleep. In a statement, 49ers football coach Brad Lambert said, "We are aware of the situation with Kevin. In light of his arrest, we can let you know that Kevin has been suspended from all athletic activities. We aren't able to comment further due to the current investigation." This is the second student to be arrested on second-degree forcible rape charges this month. On February 11th, 18-year-old freshman Joshua Arford was arrested after being accused of raping a 19-year-old fellow student in his 7th-floor dorm room in Holshouser Hall. Reporting for N3TV, I'm Trevor Will.
Due to recent on- and off-campus events, there has been an increased concern on campus safety as well as communication amongst the student body. We reached out to students to get a better understanding of the concerns in light of these events. 2 specific cases, one being on trespassing and another on sexual assault, has given students a reason to be concerned and on edge within the last month of this semester here on UNC Charlotte's campus. The concerns were about the lack of notification from officials and wanted more campus awareness of incidents such as these.
I feel like it's not very secure here if people are getting into our dorm rooms and we're not even being notified about it and not even aware of what's going on. And, you know, we live here, so I think we should definitely know what's going on where we live, and like, because these are like our homes, so nobody wants to not know about what's going on at their house.
The security and during nights are definitely not as tight because because I go out a lot in the morning sometimes, and when I come back there wouldn't be a security guard or any person guarding the entrance. So if anything suspicious is going on, then they're definitely not going to be able to find it because no one's watching.
They found that person, none of us knew until afterwards, and then they sent an email to say that it happened, even though we had to find out from something else. For the most part, I guess when I'm on campus I feel safe, but in a way I feel differently now, like that kind of scares me.
Freshman Spencer Callahan told us he'd like to see the university be more forthcoming to encourage conversation about incidents like this on campus.
You know, we have those blue lights, which I think are great, but for in building safety, I think there's like a help button at every door. But I think if you put yourself in a situation to begin with where you're susceptible to somebody like that, like if you go somewhere and you think that there's something like that going on, you get out of there. And maybe that's a lack of education on somebody's part, but don't know, maybe just try to get the word out there. I know nobody likes talking about it, but it's good to address the issue.
Thanks for keeping us updated, Jasmine. Now let's head to Stephanie to get our weekly dosage of music, film, TV, and also what's happening around campus.
This week in on-campus events, the Arts Department presents the Wind Ensemble on March 1st under the direction of Dr. Sean Smith in Belk Theater at 7:30 p.m. On March 2nd, Robert Wright and Company are coming to Student Union Room 340 at 8 p.m. to entertain students with a night of comedy. Robert Wright is best known for his hilarious viral video, He Said Lock the Door, which has amassed over 4 million views since 2014. As far as music goes this week, we have American folk rock band Sun Kill Moon with their 8th studio album, Common as Light and Love, Our Red Valleys of Blood. The album is due out on February 28th. Additionally, alternative band Minus the Bear are releasing their 6th LP, Voids, on March 3rd. Most anticipated, however, is 19-year-old newcomer Khalid's debut album, American Teen. The artist has been making waves in the music world with his 2 singles from the upcoming album, Location and Shot Down. The album will drop on March 3rd. Noteworthy TV premiering this week is When We Rise, a period piece that tells the story of the Stonewall riots and other key historical moments in the modern LGBTQ rights movement. This 8-hour mini-series was written by Academy Award winner Dustin Lance Black and stars Guy Pearce, Mary Louise Parker, and Michael K. Williams. The first episode is set to air on Monday, February 27th at 9 p.m. on ABC. Also coming up this week is the series premiere of Taken, which is based on the popular film trilogy of the same name. The television series will serve as a prequel to the films, with Clive Standen set to play Brian Mills, a character made famous by Liam Neeson. The series will debut on Monday, February 27th at 10 p.m. on NBC. Finally, the beloved Chicago franchise adds yet another series to its roster with the premiere of Chicago Justice. Created by Dick Wolf, this show follows a state's attorney's office as they work cases under intense scrutiny. Chicago Justice premieres on Wednesday, March 1st at 10 p.m. on NBC. On the silver screen this week is Before I Fall. Inspired by the 90s comedy Groundhog Day, the story follows a girl as she relives her last day of life over and over for a week. In other movie news is The Shack, a faith-based drama starring Octavia Spencer as God, who helps a grieving man cope with his loss. The movie features music by Tim McGraw, Faith Hill, and Skillet. The highlight of the week, however, may be Logan, the final film in which Hugh Jackman will portray anti-hero Wolverine after doing so for nearly 20 years. At this point in the X-Men franchise, Logan and Professor X are hiding on the Mexican border. However, their plans are foiled when dark forces arrive. This movie, along with the others, will be released on March 3rd.
Thanks for the update, Stephanie. And basically the only thing I know how to do is apply chapstick. Let's go to Haley as she has a quick and easy makeup tutorial for us.
So today I have a quick and easy beauty tutorial that you can do in literally 15 minutes. So let's get started. So step 1 is a face primer. I recommend using a face primer because it helps your makeup stay on for longer periods of time, and they also have some really nice benefits like hydration and added minerals to help your skin. Definitely research different brands and formulas that are right for your specific skin tone or how you want it to help your makeup. I'm using Mineral Veil by Hourglass. I got this from Sephora, and I am just applying a little bit to my face and rubbing that in. Next, for some added nourishment, I went in with some chapstick. Mine is specifically from Carmex, and I'm just adding this to my lips for some extra shine and hydration. Step 2 is concealer. I recommend going with a shade lighter than your skin tone so that it acts as a highlight for when we contour later. I'm using Rimmel London Matte Perfection in shade Fair. Basically, I'm applying this under my eyes, over blemishes, and high points on my face like the nose and forehead to act as the highlight. I'm using a makeup sponge to blend all of this into my skin. Also a tip, if your makeup sponge is a little firm before use, running it under water and squeezing out the excess water prior to each use will help apply your makeup better. You can find them anywhere. Don't think that you have to get the one from Sephora that's $20. Next, I'm applying a setting powder. Now for this look, I wanted to go with a setting powder that was closest to my concealer color so that it adds to the highlight effect, but also gives my face a matte finish and also helps set the concealer. I'm using Maybelline's Fit Me in shade 130, and I'm just going to load up my thick angled face brush and apply this to the areas I concealed and the rest of my face. I'm also going to go in again with my makeup sponge to blend it out a little more. Step 4 is contour. I love this step because you're able to look like you spend a lot of time on your face without going too overboard. I'm using Sephora brand in the color Los Cabos, and I'm just adding it to the lower parts of my face, like under the cheekbones, the bridge of the nose, and the frame of the face. I'm also using a small fluffy brush to apply this. Trust me, the lines look harsh now, but blend out the lines with a thick angle brush from earlier just to soften those up areas. Next, I'm going to fill in my eyebrows. This will help tie your whole look together for that well-groomed look. Now, there are many types of products for eyebrows. My personal favorite is Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer in the shade medium brown, but a more affordable alternative is e.l.f. Brow Palette, but both work wonderfully. I'm just going to follow the natural curve of my eyebrows and fill in the outer corners just so that they're very nice and tame. Keep in mind that this look is supposed to be for the on-the-go person and is not supposed to be a full face of makeup. This is ideal for someone who woke up late for an 8 a.m. or running late to work, but who still wants to look decent. Finally, I'm going to apply mascara to my lashes. Use your favorite brand of mascara that works the best for you, but I'm going to use Sephora Outrageous Volume Mascara. I love this mascara because the chunky brush helps separate the lashes to get lots of volume and definition. Another tip is to turn the brush vertically so that you're able to get each individual lash. So this is the finished look. It actually only took me about 15 minutes, and this is great for when you wake up late for your 8 a.m. or are running late to work, or want to just have a really quick and easy look. Thanks for joining us for Niner Life. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, Haley. Those eyelashes are amazing. And now we have Trevor and Kathleen with the sports update.
We had a weekend jam-packed with Charlotte Athletics. Let's take a minute and catch you up.
The baseball team was in action opening series against the West Virginia Mountaineers here at Robert and Miriam Hayes Stadium, winning on opening day 6-3 in front of a sold-out crowd. And then the Bats came alive on Saturday, winning 13-2 behind 3 home runs for Charlotte, but they failed to win and take the series sweep against the Mountaineers, losing 6-3 on the last game. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the highlights. On opening day, the 49ers leaned on Colton Laws on the mound, throwing 6 complete innings, giving up 2 runs on 6 hits, including 4 strikeouts on 83 pitches. Jackson Mims and TJ Nichting led the 49ers at the plate, with Mims making his Niner debut, going 3 for 4 at the dish with 2 RBI. Both of those RBIs scored Nichting, who finished the day 3 for 4 as well, scoring 3 runs. Senior Brandon Vogler received the win for Charlotte, striking out 3 batters through 2 innings while giving up 1 run. JUCO transfer Jonah Patton sealed the deal for Charlotte in front of a sold-out crowd of 1,135 fans, lining up the radar gun to give the Niners a 6-3 win.
The 49ers cruised by the Mountaineers in Game 2, 13-2, behind 15 hits and 3 home runs. Logan Shearer went 2 for 5 with 3 RBI and 2 runs scored, along with a blast to left field. Brett Netzer went 3 for 5 with 3 RBI and 2 runs scored. Nichting and Mims both had 2 hits on the day and both had home runs to cap off another great day at the plate. Hunter Jones and Drew Ober also had 2 hit days at the dish. Josh Maciejewski got the win for the Niners, throwing 5 2/3 innings, giving up 3 hits on just 1 run, including 2 punch-outs. Brandon Cassis, Phillip Parrott, and freshman Matt Brooks also pitched in the later innings, giving Charlotte the series win.
Looking for the sweep over Big 12's West Virginia, the 49ers sent out Zach Flanagan, making his Niner debut. The redshirt junior from Tyler, Texas, tossed 4 strong innings for a 7-hit ball, only giving up 1 run on the day. Charlotte had 5 players with 2-hit games, including Mims, Jones, Reese Hampton, Ober, and Zach Jarrett. The 49ers struggled to find the big hit they needed to bring runners in, though, leaving 11 runners on base. Charlotte fell 6-3. Throughout the weekend, Hayes Stadium saw over 4,100 fans attend the opening series. Charlotte has a midweek game against top 5 foe South Carolina before they host Rider for a 4-game series here at the Hayes. Let's go ahead and go check on basketball with Kathleen Cook in Halton Arena.
Charlotte started off slow in the first quarter, only scoring 12 points compared to Old Dominion's 25. Jenny Sims, one of the best players in the nation, led ODU in scoring with 23 points, while also grabbing 11 rebounds and dishing out 7 assists. The 49ers cut the lead to 6, 43-37 going into halftime after a 25-point second quarter. Although the Niners outscored ODU in the third and fourth quarter, it wasn't enough as Sims and ODU escaped Halton Arena with a 72-70 victory. Charlotte was led by Hunter with 17 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 assists, while Webster scored 16 and Amaya Ransom had 13. Charlotte was out-rebounded 44-30, although they caused 22 ODU turnovers.
Meanwhile, up in Norfolk, the men's team fell 72-48 to Old Dominion behind John Davis's 12th 20-point game of the season after scoring 26 points. Now let's head back to the Hayes and take a look at what happened with softball this weekend.
The 49ers got out to a hot start at the First Pitch Classic with Aaron Powers leading the way for Charlotte at the plate, hitting a home run and also singling in Haley Pace for the only 2 runs of the ball game. Charlotte's Haley Wiseman held down Bowling Green's offense to 0 runs despite giving up 9 hits. Charlotte won 2-0.
In Game 2, Charlotte used 12 hits, including home runs from Pace and Grace Beatty, to top St. Bonaventure 4-1, as Lauren Riley recorded her first win ever as a Niner, throwing a complete game, surrendering only 1 run to 5 hits.
In Game 3, Charlotte won a high-scoring affair with McKinnis 9-8, led by another 12-hit game. Beatty went 3 for 4 at the plate with 2 runs scored, followed by 2-hit days from Emma Oker and Haley Pace, who both recorded 2 RBI and scored 2 runs. Allison Green got the start in the circle but was replaced by Riley, who threw 4 2/3 innings to get the win.
In Game 4, the 49ers used another Pace home run to get on the board early and leaned on Wiseman throughout the rest of the game in the circle, striking out 10 batters through 7 innings. Charlotte squeezed by Kinesis 4-3 to advance to the championship game on Sunday.
In the championship game, the Niners got on the board early, behind a 3 for 4 day at the plate for Oker, who also scored 2 runs. Beatty hit another home run, tallying 3 RBI on the day. Kirsten Barrier finished 2 for 2 at the plate as Wiseman struck out 10 batters in 6 1/3 innings pitched to win the First Pitch Classic Championship at the D.L. Phillips Softball Complex.
After making his Niner debut for the baseball team, hitting .538 on the weekend with 1 home run, 3 RBI, and 2 doubles against West Virginia, Jackson Mims is our Player of the Week.
I'm back.
Now we've got you caught up on what happened this weekend, let's take a look ahead as we sat down with manager Matt Schultes and talked about the basketball tournament.
All right, Matt, so the best time in college basketball, March Madness, is coming up. This is probably, it's the Super Bowl for you guys going into that conference tournament, because if you win that, you get to go on to the NCAA tournament. What have you been seeing from the team over the last couple of weeks and hopefully heading into the conference tournament?
Yeah, man, it's going to be fun time in Birmingham, March 8th to the 11th. Niner Nation wants to come down and support the team. But yeah, I mean, we got a great team this year. We got a lot of great shooters, even though we haven't been shooting it well. I think if we get hot at the beginning of March, end of February, we can do some special things.
You just talked about how right now we have some shooters that are not shooting well right now, but what do you see that's going on? Because this team has been able to shoot a lot, scored over 100 points with Marshall.
Yeah, I mean, I think our offense has been fine. I mean, it's just the fact you just got to knock the shots down. I mean, we got great Braxton, the boys, a great shooter. Andrew and White, great shooter. I mean, John Davis saw what he did against Old Dominion and what he's been doing the whole year. I mean, we got great shooters. It's just about, putting it in the hoop. It's that simple.
And then over the last couple of weeks and last really month lately, we've seen the defense really step up. The guys, especially the guard play, and then even guys down low. Dennis Cruciato's coming in, providing some pretty big minutes on the road and at home. And same thing with Najee Garvin. And he's been kind of in place of Anthony Van Hook, who's had that shoulder problem that we all know. What are you seeing on the defense end? Because we've been holding teams to right around 65, 70 points over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, that's been a focal point. I mean, we struggled early in the year with our defense. And, I think that's kind of what we've been improving on over the year is, defensively getting rebounds, defend and rebound, and then run. I mean, that's been our main focus the second half of the season.
And so what do you think the ceiling of this team is? Because like Kathleen said, we've scored 100 points, I believe it's 2 or 3 times now, and then we've been able to hold guys to 60, 70 points. And what do you see the ceiling for this team, and what can they do in that conference tournament?
I mean, I think we can go as far as we believe we can go. If we believe we can win the whole thing, I mean, you got to start taking it one game at a time. And I mean, four games in 4 days sounds tough, but if you take it one game at a time, anything can happen. I mean, you look at March Madness, I mean, anything can happen. You watch, Middle Tennessee, Conference USA, 15 seed beat one of the favorites last year in the tournament. So, anything can happen in March, and that's why it's a real exciting time of the year.
And what about John Davis? I mean, the guy
He's a stud, man.
he
is a stud.
He's an animal.
Yeah.
You get one of the best seats in the house to watch him do that at home and on the road.
Yep.
What is do you know what's so special about him? Why he can get to the rim as he does, and why he can shoot the three like he does as well?
I mean, I think the main thing with him is, and with a lot of our guys, is their work ethic. I mean, I'm in the gym with them all the time, getting shots up, working on their game, and big thing with John from last year to this year is he's gotten in the gym more. And I mean, if you look at his points per game and just his overall game has improved because of that. So I mean, he's a special talent, and I mean, hopefully he can get first team all conference this year. I mean, we'll see about that, but I mean, he's a great player.
Big Joe should have got it last year, shouldn't he?
Yeah, he got robbed. Marcus Evans robbed him. Yeah, but I mean, I don't know how you break the rebounding record and don't get first team all conference.
We need him this year for sure, don't we?
I know, we do him.
We have another full week of sports here on the campus of UNC Charlotte, so make sure you go to NinerTimes.com to check out more information about that. She's Kathleen Cook.
He's Trevor Wilt, and we'll see you around. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of N3TV.
You can catch us next week, same time, same place.
For all of us here at the studios, I'm Jasmine Taylor.
I'm Kathleen Cook.
And I'm Trevor Wilt.
See you next week.
We'll be right back.